Hey everyone, and welcome to Ed678 STEM Education for All. I'm just going to briefly give you an introduction to Canvas Shell and kind of go over week one, so hopefully you'll be able to get started. I did record an introduction video, so if you haven't had me in class before, and even if you have, you might want to start there for our course. That's one of the assignments for this week. So the syllabus is located here. I would highly recommend you take a look at that so you kind of know what to expect, and then provide just kind of a brief introduction, 5 minutes. If you click here, you should see a tab to open. And then for those of you that are familiar with it, you're going to create a Flipgrid video. So you will be able to see, here's my introduction, and then just add a response. You can do this on your phone or on your computer as long as you have a camera. You'll have 5 minutes to answer these questions: your preferred name, where you're currently living, something about you that we should know, and then what your interest in STEM teaching is. And are you currently teaching, working, or have regular access to a classroom? That will help me to adjust assignments for you. So that's the first assignment I'd like you to do, so we can at least get to know each other a little bit and connect. I'm glad to have you in class, and certainly welcome back to those that I have had in class previously. So your week one to-do list is on Canvas. So I just realized I just closed out of Canvas, so I'm going to open that up in another screen in just a second. So week one, you're going to, as I mentioned, you're going to first do the introduction video. That's due by the end of the first week at midnight. That's just so we can start to connect. It's a little harder to do that on all online classes. Some of you have had lots of classes together and have had me in classes, several. And so it just helps to be able to know who you're talking to and who you're responding to. In this class, we're going to have several discussions that you'll have to participate in. And so it's always nice to know who you're actually conversing with in the discussions. So in Canvas, you will find that introduction video under Introduction to the Course here. Here's the to-do list, as I mentioned. I will put to-do lists at the beginning of each week as we move through the course, just because those tend to adjust as I try to make things more relevant to the students in the class. So week two, you'll see one probably a day or two before the week starts. Resources, so each week's pretty much organized the same way. You'll have the to-do list, you'll have assignments, and then you'll have resources that you'll need to use to generally either complete the assignment for that week or to begin preparing for future assignments. So for instance, this week you have some resources that you need to scan. Some of these are PDFs that you'll need to just scan through. Some of them are actually podcasts or videos. So, it is up to you, the depth to which you and time you spend on these. Know that these are resources that are provided to help you address future assignments, though. And so I do recommend, as it says in the to-do list, that you, as you're reviewing resources, that you plan on taking notes, highlighting, otherwise marking important information, because you will need to reference these materials and any that you research and locate yourself in future assignments. And you will also need to kind of keep a running citation list using APA, because you will be expected to cite these resources in discussions that you respond to, and very much so in assignments that you're conducting. So it's easier if you just keep a track of those as you go. So for week one, I've provided some resources. In addition to that, you are instructed in the to-do list to locate at least, here it says, find at least 2 of your own resources. So when I am suggesting you find your own resources, I mean they need to be They don't have to be academic journal only peer-reviewed resources, but they do need to be resources that have been vetted and are from credible resources. So be careful where you're pulling information from. Again, make sure you're keeping the citation information so you can use that when you reference these. So this week you have an identity survey and discussion. So this is basically, you're going to do a Google form that you are going to respond to questions in. There is one long answer question. So I expect a couple of paragraphs for that one. This is really just about your experience with STEM or science. And then you're going to respond to this discussion forum with why is equity so important when working in STEM education. And so this is just your take currently on why do you think equity is an important topic in STEM education. And so again, this one, a paragraph or two, and then also, check out your classmates' posts. This one specifically does not require that you respond to another classmate's. Future discussions will require a response. So that is really for week 1. That's your kind of overview. Again, check out the syllabus. I'm going to just real briefly go over a couple of things on the syllabus. If you have questions or you want more information, feel free to actually contact me, set up a time. So I'm just going to go over the projects. So we have 4 projects in this class, and then we have discussion posts. So you have a research brief on STEM diversity, you have the equitable STEM assignment, you have the education practices research project, and then you have the action plan. So you'll notice that the action plan is your final. It's worth 50 points. The other 2 projects are each worth 25, and then the total of the 5 discussions are worth 25 points. So that is kind of how the course is set up. Again, if you have any questions, I won't go into those in depth. You can check out the instructions for the assignments. I have most of those up and posted. The only one that I'm still spending a little time on is the education practices research project, and I will add more description to that one as I kind of get a sense of where everyone's at with this topic of STEM in their current situations. So that's it for week 1, and again, welcome to the course, and I look forward to working with you this term.